Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And let the bells ring out. Liz Truss has gone. We don't normally do party political on this channel. It's too divisive, so we steer clear. However, in this case, we're making an exception because it doesn't matter whereabouts on the political spectrum you reside. You will be glad to see the back of this stupid, monumentally inefficient, inept, thick Prime Minister. I can't think of words to describe how stupid she is. But 44 days, she's the shortest reigning Prime Minister. Also the shortest Prime Minister, interesting fact. But she is absolutely inept, and everything she touches turns to shit. But she's notable for being a liar in so many different ways. She calls herself Liz Truss. Her real name is Mary O'Leary. She swore to her husband that she'd be faithful and yet had an affair. She said she will lead, and strengthen Britain's Brexit principles, but she voted to remain. She said she'd be leading the Tory party into the next election. That didn't happen either. She has failed in every single thing she's touched. Her entire political career is leaping from one failure to another, and finally she's reached the pinnacle of failures. She has reached the dizzying heights of number 10 and then crashed and burnt so spectacularly in a little over 6 weeks. She is out, gone, finished, and well, no loss really, is she? The trouble you have with the Tory party is that the way they elect their leaders. When they've had enough of the current one, the 1922 committee go and present him with a series of ultimatums, and eventually it'll either be they'll step down, they'll fight on, or they'll be replaced. And if they fight on, they tend to lose. That's what happened with Boris, and he was out. And so they were left with this choice. We need to get a new leader. The way they do it is that anyone in the Tory, who's a Tory MP can put their hat in the ring. They have to get so many nominations, their hat goes in the ring. Then they have a series of vote-offs, popularity contest, and they end up with 2. And those 2 are the ones that they present then to the Tory membership in the country. Now, the trouble is, you can't polish a turd. And you have 2 turds presented. Now, you can roll a turd in glitter. And that's what Liz Truss was. She was the glittery turd, unless people voted for her. They didn't vote for who they actually wanted, because the MPs made sure that who they actually wanted wasn't on the ballot paper. It's a very weak form of not having democratically elected leaders. We don't have a political system that elects presidents. We have a party system, and that's fine. But ultimately, the party must decide who the leaders are, not just a small schism of the party who decide these are your 2 choices. You wanted a Brexiteer, so we're giving you the choice between this Remainer and this Remainer. You want someone who's not a globalist, so we're giving you a choice between this globalist and this globalist. You want someone who's actually capable of doing the job and being charming and winning an election. Well, you didn't get a choice there either, did you really? Because you've got the little brown one, Rishi Sunak, who's really about 5'2", very aware of his tiny, tiny height, wears stepped-up shoes, never likes to be seen next to tall people. He's got little man syndrome. His wife is a foreign national who will not, British citizen, but retains foreign nationality so as to avoid paying tax on her billions of pounds. So he's a non-starter to begin with. Then you had Truss, who's as thick as 2 short planks. Literally the thickest person you could ever hope to not avoid meeting, if you can work your way through that labyrinthine string. So she's out, thank God. What are they going to do to replace her? Who's going to come in? Well, they're already saying Rishi, because he came second last time. But he didn't win because people don't like him. The Tory members must have a say. And this time they must have a full and proper say. They shouldn't be foisted with 2 polished turds on that ballot paper again. They've got to give the membership a full choice, and Boris has got to be on there. Now, I'm going to go very, very quickly through this. There's no paper or anything. It's just me espousing on it. But she's had 44 days in which she's completely shagged everything. Prior to that, she'd shagged everything she'd ever touched, so she's gone. She's out. Rishi, unpopular. He's gone. You've got Hunt, another one. He might as well call himself the honourable member for Beijing. Another globalist, another Remainer. His wife is a Chinese national. I wouldn't trust him not to be spreading stuff back to China, as far as I could spit a rat. Hunt, and also keeps getting called not a Hunt, rhymes with it, no end of times on the radio. Even this morning, one of the BBC's men called him a C. So he is one. So he's out. Who are you left with? You've only got a few left. Badenoch talks the right game, probably too inexperienced. Suella Braverman, I like the cut of her jib, and she is at least a proper Tory. But again, I don't see her winning an election. I don't think, again, she's experienced, but I do think she can get things done. And if she's given her head, she would actually push for all the right conservative values. She was basically fired, was the word they used, by Truss yesterday, but it was the excuse they used was so flimsy, Basically, Braverman is a braver man than Truss, and she wanted to actually do things about immigration, do things about, the crime in this country, do things about public services. And yet, Truss went, oh, no, you can't be doing that. Truss was paranoid about anyone looking better than she is, and there's a fly in this room. It's really annoying me. And so who have you got? There's no one. Well, there's one. There's one. The Return of the King. Get your hobbits out. Get all your, get your Riders of Rohirrim in. Get the guards from... Oh, just put Boris back. Just put Boris back. Press the reset button. We'll just pretend the last 3 months hasn't happened. But I will say one thing. If it carries on and they don't put Boris back, the Queen had 15 Prime Ministers in her 70 years. If they don't put Boris back, the Queen is likely... The King, Charles, is likely to have 15 before the end of next year. It's as simple as that. They must anoint Boris, crown Boris, make him the new Prime Minister. He'll be diamond encrusted, though. He'll be untouchable if he does. And as long as they say, don't deal with your green shit anymore, Boris, he'll be fine. And it's the only thing that's going to save the Tory party. Because nothing else will. Anyway, I'm out of here on this one. I do have more to make today, but I just had to get this one out. And I ask anyone, if you are Labour, and if you are Lib Dem, or if you're SDP, Plaid Cymru, or an independent, I don't care. Whoever you are, and you're not a Tory, please enjoy today. Please hold hands with a Tory. Please shake their hands and say, thanks, brother, thanks, sister, because today we are all one. We have all come together to say goodbye to what is the worst Prime Minister this country has ever had. And let's hope we never have one as bad as her again. Anyway, that's it. Thanks very much for listening. If you like what you hear and see on the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel to grow. It makes our voice louder. It gets us out there. It's very much appreciated. Hit the bell for notifications for future output, of course. Leave a like, leave a comment. Please share this video. Please share it loud and wide. And we can all rejoice in the passing of Liz Truss. And until next time, stay safe, stay well away from Liz Truss, and goodbye.